Greetings and welcome back to the Galley of the Sun. This is the third in our series of American Wagyu versus Prime, USDA Prime. Which is better? So, a real quick recap. If you haven't watched them, spoiler alert, cover your ears. Okay, T-bones. It was a draw. It was pretty much, there's four of us here. Two like the Wagyu better, two like the Prime better. Now, then we moved to the picanha. That was unanimous. The Wagyu absolutely won, hands down. So today we're going to do tomahawks. So the tomahawk steak is also known as a rib steak. It comes from the rib primal of the cow, which is right up in the top middle of the cow. Now, I said cow. If you read the definition on Wikipedia of rib steak, which is also another name for tomahawk, it says a beef animal. I'm here to tell you a cow is a beef animal. So anyway, let's get these ready to go. So what I did 2 nights ago was I sprinkled these with salt to dry brine them. Now, yesterday, I was getting ready to come home to cook these puppies, and I got hit with a bunch of surprise meetings at work that I didn't expect. So we didn't do them last night. This is the first time I've ever dry brined any steak for 2 days. You can see on the Wagyu that the meat is drawn back quite a bit here. Now, the idea behind dry brining is that salt is going to draw out some liquid and also allow the salt to penetrate into the meat, giving you a better flavor. So definitely, these are a much deeper red color than they were when I first dry brined them. And as I said, you can see that the meat there has pulled back a little bit, i.e. less water in the meat. Now, that does not make it less tender. It's the fat, the marbling, that makes it tender. And both of these steaks, both the American Wagyu and the USDA Prime, both have gorgeous, gorgeous marbling to them. Another thing is, where the fat was, you can still see salt crystals where the fat was, but not where the meat is. All of that got absorbed into the meat. So, let's get these prepped. That salt dried the meat out a little bit, at least the surface of it. So, we need to get a binder to make sure that our seasoning sticks to it. And what are we going to use? Wagyu Beef Tallow. I absolutely love this stuff. You can get it from Amazon. It really isn't that much. It's 35 bucks for one of these containers, and we use this on steaks, we use this on brisket, and it probably lasts us 2-3 months. So definitely well worth it. Gonna get a little bit of beef tallow here. Don't need a whole lot. And we're gonna rub that all over our tomahawk steak here, just to give our seasoning something to stick to. Get all sides there. Same with the Prime. All right, got that all done. I'm going to treat both these exactly the same. Our favorite is Montreal steak seasoning, so I'm going to hit them with that. Now, you can see both of these are crazy freaking thick, so you can hit it with a lot of the Montreal steak seasoning. So if you have some thin steak, you may ignore the sides. These sides are very thick, so we're going to make sure we get those seasoned also. And that beef tallow is doing its job, allowing this seasoning to stick. We are going to have an incredible, crispy, flavorful crust on these. Now, because these are crazy thick, we are going to use the reverse sear method on these. So, I'm going to stick a meter probe into each one of these, making sure it gets right into the center of the cut. What I want as a result is about 130 degrees Fahrenheit, a perfect medium rare. So we are going to put these on the smoker until they get to about 115, 120 degrees. Then we're going to pull them off. All that cooking is going to be done indirect, so it's just heating the meat up and imparting that incredible smoke flavor. Then we will set the smoker up for direct cooking, and then at 450 degrees, we'll crank that smoker up as high as it'll go, and then we'll get a good sear on these, developing the fine crust that we want. Then we'll bring them inside, let them rest, and then give them a try and figure out which is better, the American Wagyu or the USDA Prime. So out to the smoker. All right, so Got the tomahawks at the temperature I want them, about 110, 115 degrees. We're going to pull the meter probes out. I have set my smoker up for direct cooking at 600 degrees. Takes a little bit of time for it to come up to temperature. So we'll let these steaks rest in the meantime, and we will cover the bones in foil so they aren't all yucky looking when we're done, because they look pretty nice right now. So in about 10 minutes, my smoker will be up to the temperature that I want it, and we'll get these seared, and then we'll get to eating. Oh yeah. Now it's time for the carving. Remember the foil for the bones when you're doing the sear, and they'll look nice and pretty. Just like that. Right, so this is the prime ribeye. This is the American Wagyu. Get cut into these. All right, so as you can see there, oh, nice and medium rare for that one, and the same for the prime. So now it's time to give these a taste. Do I have any volunteers? All right, here's a piece of prime for you.
Excellent flavor.
Delicious. And the Wagyu. So
it's a hard call. That one's tender, more tender. This one's a good steak too.
So if you had to say one was better than the other, where would you go?
Of course, the Wagyu.
Okay, there we go. This one was close. The T-bones were a draw. We were split 2 and 2 on that. The picanha, hands down, it was the Wagyu. So this time, narrowly, the Wagyu wins. Once again, I got my Wagyu steak from Rovey Family Farms here in the Valley of the Sun, and I got my prime steak from Off the Hook Butcher Shop. I'm going to keep getting different cuts of beef from those 2 places, and we'll keep matching them up against each other. First world problems we have. Hey, I hope you enjoyed what you saw today. If you did, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, never miss an episode. Thank you so much for joining us, and until next time, fair winds and following seas. I got some steaks to carve.